Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today, I have a 7v7 custom match here on the most amazing New Roxas map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting off with Team 1 on the northwestern side of the map, and ending with Team 2 on the southeastern side of the map. And I do want to shout out each and every single one of you for being patient with my machines at home. And ended up being a RAM issue, so I got RAM overnighted, which was really nice because I had Prime and whatnot, so it was really easy. And installed the new sticks, boom, everything was back to normal. Don't know why. I loaded my old sticks in. It's a couple of them in the other slots. Perfectly fine. No idea what happened, but computers do weird things. Anyway, starting off with Team 1, Southern player, we have in lightish red pink, it is the Seraphim of Rival. He's playing as a 2300. He's the highest rated player on Team 1 and will be the rival for Team 2's highest rated player. To the north, we have in Pac-Man Yellow is RNA playing as UEF. He is a 1900. Moving eastward in Rust, we have Colonel Kenny Lee playing as a Seraphim. He is an 1800. To his northeast, we have in Golden the Dark Green, it is Martin. He is a UEF. He is a 1400. To his northwest, we have in Emerald Green, it is Zio. He's playing as a UEF. He is a 2000 rated player in orange. The color orange to his northeast is the UEF of Brave Crusade. He is a 1700. And rounding out Team 1, most likely in the Brigadier slot player, he is F. Odin playing in Tropical Ocean Blue as a 2000 rated. Over Team 1 side of the map, they have 4 UEF, 0 Cyberns, 1 Aeon, and 2 Seraphim on Team 1. Taking a look at Team 2's northern side player, we have in Light Oak 10, it is Pepe's playing as a UEF. He is a 1600. To his south in Barbie Pink, it is the Seraphim of Wi-Fi. He is a 2300. To his west, we have in Imperial Gray, it is the Cybern of Finistre. I think I say his last part of his name. I call him Fim for short. Again, he's a Cybern. He is a 1600. In Chevy Crimson, we have the Cybern of Neutron. He is a 2000 rated. In Ruby Red to his south, we have a White Owl, so not aptly named, but, you know, I guess he wanted to have a nice little fresh coat of red paint. He is an Aeon again as a 1600. In Regal Purple to his east, moving his way to the northwest, it is Tesla Max. He is a 1600, again as a Cybern. And rounding out Team 2, we have in, is that Stitch Blue? That's Royal Blue. We have Terrari. He is a UEF. He is a 2600, the highest rated player on Team 2, and in the game overall. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 2 UEF, 3 Cyberns, 1 Aeon, and 1 Seraphim. That does add up to 7. So all the factions are represented in the game, just not on each team, being that Team 1 lacks the Cybern faction. And for these 14 players on the map, let's take a look at their reclaim situation. Currently sitting at, well, that's not a lot of mass. Not even 500 mass per player. That's not really worth writing home about. I mean, it's something for at least a couple of players that do grab the reclaim in the middle of the map, but there's really not a lot to go around in terms of a reclaim. And in terms of mexes, there are, I think, a little bit more mexes to grab than the reclaim. We will look at Team 1 side of the map. We have a quad mex position here. We have a tri-mex position here. We have a quad mex position here. And then we have a kind of a splattering of mexes in the northwest for Team 1 to grab. Looks like they're being shared a little bit heavily in F. Odin, but again, he doesn't have a lot of other options, so that definitely makes sense, especially for the air player. Besides that, there are a couple of sets of mexes in the middle of the map to grab, but that's pretty much about it. Of course, everybody has noted at this point that there are 2 pawns, 1 in the northeast and 1 in the southwest. So there's going to be some naval action that we already see brewing for Team 2 and for Team 1, so that pond is going to get probably some big boats sooner rather than later. And down the middle, we don't see a lot of action given that there are 14 players in the game. We do see 2 players from Team 2 on the eastern side, one of them going for the shoreline, one of them actually going to walk all the way next to that facility for Brave, so he might try to reclaim that. That'd be a little annoying for Brave to deal with. Down the middle here for Team 1 and Team 2, we have Martin and Colonel Kenny Lee. Looks like RNA is going to join them There's going to be 3 players for Team 1, and we have Finn, Tesla, and Terrari down the middle for Team 2. On the western side, we have 2 players in the water. One of them is Cyber, and one of them is not, so a torpedo upgrade is possible. We do see frontline facility for Team 1's RNA pretty far forward. It's about the middle of this kind of bay section of the map. I kind of expected players to just hide their facilities here and then fight kind of in this area, or maybe maybe in just this area. But feels like Team 1's RNA really wanted that frontline facility, and he might keep it. We do see a sub online, which cannot be targeted by the frigates from Team 2. That'll be a nice little advantage for Team 1 for now. But we do see White Owl is inbound. He's going to reclaim that facility most likely, and that might be the end of that. He will take some damage from that torpedo-capable sub, but he should walk in, reclaim it, and then walk out and be the end of it. T2 upgrade started for Tesla Max in the middle. And we do see Martin and Colonel Kenny getting closer and closer to the middle. We do see that Team 2's Wi-Fi has now jumped the little pond here. He was going to go here, and now he's going here. Well, there's 4 players for Team 2, and we see a couple of units trying to run by, but I don't think that's really going to happen. There are 3 players nicely nestled in here, and a nuke from Team 1 would be definitely a surprise, especially at 6 minutes, but it might kill off 1 or 2 players if they went for that target right now. The likelihood of a nuke right now is super low, super low. I'd say actually maybe 0, because nobody has a T3 engineering suite or even a T3 land, air, naval headquarters, so that's essentially impossible right now. Facility has been reclaimed. White Owl's taking some damage. He's going back to base, and Team 2 is now fighting off the remaining sub and frigate from Team 1. And again, I will note that there is pink on the eastern side and pink on the western side, so I'm trying to make sure I remember who is who so I don't get distracted and confused about who is who. We do see on Team 2's Crusade against Brave Crusade. Pepe's reclaims the facility from Brave Crusade and locks him out of Navy for now. Team 1 does not have any other facilities, which means de facto Team 2 has 1 Navy in the northeastern side of the map. Maybe be given the fact that these are cruiser-capable missiles on board both the UEF and Seraphim facilities. One is actually upgrading to T2. We'll see both of them go for T2 Navy. First combat action in the middle between Tesla and Martin. One of them, of course, has the T2 engineering suite, which means they have the same amount of hit points. T1 PD going to be built pretty quickly. At that point, you might as well just forego the wall section and just go for the Team 1 PD. But now he's getting double team. We have a rival inbound and gun starter for Colonel Canelitas again to assist with kicking out Tesla Max. We have forces inbound from Martin to assist, and we have gun starter for Finn. Again, it's a 2v1. Tesla will probably have enough time to get to that water, but it's not looking too hot. Team 1 PD going to be built there. That might help a little bit. Barnes going to overcharge that, kill off that, so preventing that from being constructed. Units inbound from Finn to assist, and we have Tesla Max. He would be at 2,700 if it went for that T2 engineering suite. Looks like that'll be enough to get him back in the water, and the forces from Team 2 will be enough to help. We do see Terrari just building his cat in the middle of the map, hanging out. He likes his cats, and I do note that it is a nice, cute cat. But anyway, he's focused on doing that. We do see T2 airs online for him. Transport from Team 1 has dropped off units from F. Odin. He's dropped off some engineers, most likely to build some T1 Furfurs or even just Aurora to harass Team 2. That's going to be a nice amount of mexes dead. But we do see no notes of that from Team 2 yet. Nope, it's out of visual contact, so they don't see him yet. T2 PD built on the shoreline to shoo away rival and Martin. Again, they are tickle cannons on board those things, so not really a lot of damage. But now we see that Colonel Kenny Lee's taking some damage. He has the that's the irregular regen aura, because again, they make it so difficult to see the advanced version of it. Tesla Max getting another T2 PD online. That one's going to be maybe canceled. It's going to take serious damage, and it's now online. Team 1 PD is inbound. Team 1 units are inbound, and this T2 PD are the best to deal with Team 1 units because they just don't really waste a lot of damage. And of course, they can outrange the T1 artillery units that outrange the T1 PD in every scenario. In the northeast, we see Team 1 Zio and Brave kicking out Pepes. Pepes is dropped into the yellow, low yellows. Now he's in the red. He needs to be careful. There are some torp bombers running around here for Team 1. He could get targeted, so I'll keep track of him for a second as I look at what else is going on. T2 Navy online for Team 1 in the west and Team 2 in the south, well, in that same pond. And that's a little bit of facilities now for Team 2, starting to branch out. T2 gunships online to shoo those units away, and he did go for fur spam. It looks like Pepe's is now back on land, a little bit further away than Zio, just to make sure he's not getting shot at, but looks like his units are still trying to produce some cruisers, which he's now have online. Once the threat of the torpedoes are away, he'll probably run away and get back to base. We do see T2 started for Wi-Fi, and Team 2 starting to shove Team 1 away just a little bit. We have some missile launchers online. We do see there's a zapper, not enough to deal with all the missiles, and T2 zappers are being dealt with. Team 1 bombers inbound to assist, and probably might want to invest in a shield just to not constantly lose the stuff that he's building. I will note that Team 1's RNA has built another facility in the southwestern corner, and Pepe's still in the red, but still hanging out on Team 1's side of the map. Cruisers are inbound from Team 2, both from Wi-Fi and from Pepe's, so he's getting that cruiser missile tech online in double form. Most of the units have now been dealt with. They killed off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mexes. That's 30 mass a second if they were all T2, which I do believe they were. So that is 30 mass a second that Team 2 is losing out on, and that's somewhat reflected by the total mass accrued per second for Team 1 and Team 2 at 550 to 460. We do see stealth now started here for Tesla Max in the middle. T2 PD still being annoying. And missiles again are a little bit further away than the PD can reach, which means Gunther's might be the call to action for Tesla Max. But there are 3 players, so they might just walk and go say hi instead of just throwing other shells and whatnot at one another. Pepe's is still here, and he probably should just fall back. He could be an easy target. Team 1 probably is still aware somewhat of where he is. Again, he took significant damage. He doesn't have nano online, doesn't have any engineering suites, doesn't have nothing, no shield, no nothing, so no additional hit points for him. T3 air is online. We do see T2 air. T3 air is now done. T2 air, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 players that have T2 or T3 air headquarters is. And then on Team 2 we have T1, 2, 3. Looks like that is it in terms of air tech. So Team 1 is leading the air game, just de facto by the number of headquarters, but we'll see how much Team 2 pumps out their own air units. We have Ilshi versus Zui, and unfortunately the Ilshi, again, it is a very, very good unit. I think it's my favorite T2 unit in the game. But of course, even 1,000 of anything will kill anything, and definitely when you're being shot at by a bunch of stuff, it's not helpful. We do see some subs, some destroyers are inbound from Team 2, closing in on Team 1's naval headquarters over here. Not good. Team 1 has already lost the northeastern corner. They've already lost a chunk of their mexes due to the shoreline being right, or the mexes being right there on the shoreline. Pepe's is going home. He's back in the yellow. Still has to be careful. And Team 1 bombers hanging out over top of Wi-Fi. Don't know how helpful they're going to be. They're taking out the Team 1 PD, which is fine, I guess, but at this point, I don't think it's really worth it for one Team 1 PD. We do see Martin going for Nano to get back into the green. The Colonel Kennedy also has Nano. No advance yet for either of those. Now we have Team 2 actually crossing the little, what is that, straight there, I guess, and moving into kicking out Rival's position here. There is another quad max here for Team 1. Team 1 still in the lead for mass per second, but again, if this facility goes down, that's not going to help things. We have Neutron with no gun, Tessamax with stealth and T2, and we have Rival with no gun, so it is 2v1. We have more T2 PD being built to just continuously push back Rival, and now we have Neutron blocking some shots for that PD emplacement, and Rival's focusing on the, well, now the comm, but Rival's dropping into the red. The hydrocarbon getting in the way a little bit. We do see the engineers are being focused down by the PD, so no more stuff being built. For Team 1, there is one T2 engineer. Now we have some destroyer fire from the southeast. Team 1 is just being hemmed in on all sides, bar maybe the middle of the map, because it's just not that inviting for land units in general. Team 1 bombers over top. Don't know where they're going, but they're doing something. And RNA has joined the fight. Missile and T2. He hits Neutron with a missile. Nice grab there. One strap bomber would kill him. And if Team 1 had one in the queue, that would be a nice grab. There are some Team 1 bombers annoying him. They do, is it 250 damage? I think it's 200 something damage. Let's see. He dodged that one, I guess. I think it's about 200 damage. But Team 1 will be kicked out of that quad mechs position there. And they are losing out en masse per second. We do see Team 1 now starting to get resurgence in Navy with some of those submersible destroyers. And I think Team 2 has spotted maybe this facility in the southwest. No, they still haven't spotted it. The interceptors just go right that way. They have to know something's going up because they see forces coming this way. Oh, who's getting damage? Wi-Fi's... thought I heard Wi-Fi taking some damage or something. But anyway. Cruisers still bombarding the northern side. We have Team 2 still now claiming territory on the southwestern side now. And now we have Colonel Kennedy with gun, the regen or not the advanced one, and nano versus gun and stealth. We do see Tessa Max going to go back and reclaim some of those dead bombers. And now Finn trading shots with Colonel. And we do see Team 2's Neutron, again, just recovering in the water. He took a beating from that missile. So he's going to be out of commission, at least for a little bit. At least his comm, not his base. We do see all of these mexes for Team 1's Crusade are just being eradicated. That eco is dropping. Team 2 is now in the lead. Barely, but they are in the lead. T3 air is now online for Team 2. And explosion to the north. And Zio Control K is GG next. Says Zio, just saying, hey, I'm just going to Control K and go to the next game, it looks like. Lots of E-storages up there, not liking the way things are going, but that does mean that somebody on Team 1 gets his base, which means it's... hold on. What? Oh, Martin gets it. I was going to say, I was like, but I'm confused. But no, Martin gets the base. And actually, no, I think Zio controlled K in Martin's base. That's what it was. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. So now Team 1's F. Odin control Ks. Ooh, that's not great for Team 1. They lose 2 players back-to-back with control Ks. Their rearguard airsoft player and then the player next to him. GG all says Martin. And he control Ks. What is this game? We have 3 players gone at 16 minutes on one team. And we'll see if Team 1 continues to play. I know the game goes on for about 50-plus minutes, so I'm kind of surprised. Again, I don't know what happens between the start and the end. I just know that it works in terms of the replay and whatnot. We do see Navy still pushing on the southwestern side, and now T2 can't be built, and now it's gone. So Team 1 controls most of the southern pond. We do see T2 Navy up here for Neutron, who's still recovering from that TAC missile snipe or attempted snipe. But now we have Team 1's Crusade now at 4 bases. He's producing 450 mass a second. Team 2 is in the lead, and they probably will continue to be in the lead. And now we have Team 1's Colonel Kenny Lee being surrounded by Finn's forces. This will be the first kill of the game. And there he goes, killed off by Finn. And at 17 minutes, 4 of these 7 players are dead/gone. I can just say dead at this point, and that is not shaping up well for Team 1. But we will see how it progresses. Of course, like I said, the game does go on for a while, so there has to be some mounting comeback for Team 1 at some point. White Owl loses his frontline mexes there, but again, he's losing Navy, and it's not looking good. That facility down in the southwest still doing pretty good for RNA, and Rival still in the game as well, and Brave Crusade, of course, has everything to the north. But it looks like his Team B is now sorted, so he's dealing with those cruisers from Team 2. T3 started here for Wi-Fi. And at this point, Team 1, or actually Team 2 technically, could lose 2 players to 1, and they would still have 1 player remaining, being like if it took 2 players to kill 1 of Team 1's, then they would still win de facto because Team 2 would still have 1 player remaining. T2 Naval Headquarters is down, so Team 2 could try to just telemaser Team 1. That could work. There are 3 Sirens, so 1 for each, and that would be it. I will note that there are 2 players from Team 1 hanging out right next to them, being Rival and RNA, and then Brave is to the north. Looks like he might be headed for the pond to the northwest-ish. He has 2 T3 air headquarters, has gifted a couple of stuff over to Rival, probably for power consumption maybe, because he's not really doing good on power, so, or mass for that factor. But he's still winning Navy. He's doing a pretty good job. And with assistance, of course, from RNA producing all the stuff down here. T3 has started for him. He might produce some Neptunes just to cement Team 1's control of the southern pond. We do see Team 1 torp launchers trying to be built, but there's just Valiants here saying absolutely not. And those engineers are going to get just bombarded out of existence. We have gunships coming online here for Team 2, and it's not shaping up great for Team 2 on this western side, but doing so well on the eastern side. We do see Pepe's is making his valiant return with T2 Engineering Suite and gun on board. We still see Tesla Max slowly creeping in on Rivals territory to the west. We have Finn sending some forces down the middle. Again, it's going to become an APM war between Team 1 and Team 2. Again, 3 players to 7. So theoretically, there's so many more actions that Team 2 can do than Team 1. Speaking of action, Bomber inbound from Tesla Max. Don't know where he's going or what he's up to. Looks like he's going after Mexes. He's going to grab that T3 Mex there. Chicken has been started for actually Rival. It was gifted over immediately from RNA. Looks like he wants control of it. Bomb drops just short. And he's going to get another payload drop. Nope, doesn't get another payload drop. Looks like he's going to go further for a T2 Mex. Nope, going to keep going further for another T2 Mex. Nope. ASFs are inbound. Bomber does nothing else other than that, but it did kill off a T2 Mex, which is something. But it does give some mass for Team 1 to scoop up. Torpedo started for Finn. He's going to hop into Navy. I don't know about that. Odin, 10 trillion ping, says Terrari. So I guess Odin is still watching the game from beyond the grave. And I guess he didn't want to leave just yet. And looks like Colonel's having some issues, and so everyone's saying, hey, could you please leave? And I do appreciate that players who have died still want to be a part of the game somehow, but if they are causing some issues, they say, okay, I can leave, I can do that. It's not a problem. I do appreciate that camaraderie there and willingness to, I want this, but it's going to make it worse for everybody else, so I'll leave. And it's nice to see that. T2 artillery being built to try to foist out Team 2. I think that's the word that I want to use. I think that's the actual. I don't know if that's probably is a word. I think, I don't know. Maybe I'm just making up words. Ythotha online, first experimental of the game, I believe. There's the, I like how the Terrari gifted over the wall section of Cat to Pepe's, and is he gonna build another one for somebody else? I guess I don't know if he just likes to do that so he keeps his comm on the move. I don't know, but he's building it because why not? Ooh, UBF doing UBF things. Team 1 has a satellite SMD right after that. There's this thing that you might need to build, which is a shield to protect at least this, and this. Build it right about, actually, there would be pretty good. The Novax does not get any sort of adjacencies. You can put shields all around it without any issue. You don't have to worry about missing out on any adjacency bonuses. Ras started onboard RNA. He needs as much mass. Everybody on Team 1 needs as much mass as possible because it is 1.2 to 1.7 in favor for Team 2. The leaders of Eco, Terrari at 500 for Team 2, and then we have RNA at 450, and then Brave Crusader again, who's on quad base at 560. Everybody else is below that, with White Owl suffering the most because he lost a decent chunk of his mexes to the west from the naval bombardment. T3 Navy is done. Still going for cruisers, it looks like, but he has produced a Neptune. Looks like he's just on guard duty. Love it to see those units be deployed. My favorite T3 naval unit in the game. I think I say that every time. We do see a Natha inbound. Just going to hit the shield a little bit. Not a lot of damage, but, you know, just to annoy. And those cruiser missiles are still able to hit some stuff in that front line fire base. It's not even a main base anymore. It's just a fire base at that point. His main base is now going to be in the middle here. Yeah, it confused me. I was like, why did Zio die here? This stuff, wait, that's Martin's stuff. Wait, hold on. It doesn't make sense, but that was his base over there. That makes sense. Not F Odin, but Nano going for Finn and Ras building for Wi-Fi. Probably A-Ras. Yep, A-Ras right after that, because if you're going to build one, you might as well build the other one. And the Novax is going after the one of the correct targets, which is the shield, not shielding, but the air grid, which we do see is building shielding for not only the air grid, but also the Novaxes. So UEF doing UEF things on Team 2. And we have a nuke prep for Team 2 as well. So Team 2 is starting to get into the longer range stage of the game. Team 1 technically started the satellites. So if things go on where, oh, okay, well, you started satellites first. That is confirmed. Second satellite is half done already. Again, with all that eco, he could just spam satellites. Honestly, he is keeping Team 2 at bay for a while. I don't think they'll keep them at bay for indefinitely, but the longer the delay goes on, the more Novaxes he can easily build, the more stuff he can blow up on Team 2 side of the map. Shielding being built to protect the mexes. Looks like engineers were targeted to prevent the construction of said shielding. And Bug just started for Team 2. Don't know if that's the correct play. He's actually reclaiming both the Bug and the Nuke that he preemptively started, and he's going for this Bug. Don't know why that Bug is more important than that Bug, but I don't know. No idea. And yeah, he's just going to build that Bug. So Team 2 going for an air experimental chicken in the water, and that might shake things up on this western side. Team 2 has not lost a player yet at 24 minutes, and the only player that's been killed in the game has been Colonel Kennedy. Everybody else control Cade, one after the other after the other. That's where he control. Actually, he controlled you right there. That base is right there. So just this line of players. Second satellite almost done. Going for artillery. Actually, he's not going. Okay, when you're already half done with the satellite, you might as well finish it and then go for artillery. I feel like if you're just gonna half build something, you might as well try to completely build it. I don't get the logic behind that. No, that's just my opinion. We do see some Perseus now making their landfall appearance. We have some bricks as well inbound from Team 2's Finn. We do see Team D is not going to be enough. We see more Team D being built. A couple of PD mixed in. Definitely T3 Ravagers need to be built. And we have Pepe's himself, gun, shield, and T2. So 15,000 plus 19 is 34,400 hit points. It is nothing to scoff at. He's going to get some veterancy from this. Going to probably get up to at least 3, if not 4. Especially with the Perseus coming in to assist, they might take up most of the damage to stuff, but we'll see how much he ends up contributing himself in terms of the comm. And the assault is inbound. Team 1 does not have enough. Defense is prepped for a land invasion. They had enough for a TMD constant annoyance from the missiles. We see Ravagers way too late for Ravagers. Now Pepe's starting to fall back. He's now up to 2-star vet. He's now up to 35, almost 36,000 hit points. He's booping his teammates' units. There's a parachute coming in to assist, and this is just going to be a running over for Brave Crusade's original base. We do see Laser over top going after more mexes. Neutron and Pistol Mechs are exposed, but one satellite isn't enough to really go after players at this point. You'd need really a minimum 2, but realistically 3 to really rip stuff, especially if they have Nano on board. Especially if they have a Seraphim Nano. You need more than just 2. We do see gunships inbound from RNA to assist, but this base is now gone for Brave. He's not getting it back. Team 2 is going to hold claim to it for pretty much the entire game. There's more artillery being built on the more upper plateau section. They're trying to maybe bombard these facilities here. ASFs from Team 2 just hanging out. You know, just taking a siesta, just taking a nap. And I wouldn't be surprised if artillery ends up hitting them a little bit. We see ARAS started for Team 1's rival. And he now has gifted over, or sorry, his teammate has gifted over that facility in the southwest. Looks like he's transporting engineers from that facility northward for some sort of operation. No idea what he's up to there. Shielding being built to protect that mechs there. Just seeing if they're building anything crazy nonsensical in those bases. No, they're not. Another chicken? No chicken. Still, where's that chicken? Team 1's chicken still here hanging out. F. Odin, similar situation happening against him. But it's a chicken instead of a lot of T3 units. Terrari builds an experimental. It is another satellite. So that's 2 satellites, soon to be 3. I thought they were all lined up nice and, orderly like, but I guess not. No more cats. Looks like just 2 cats. Bug is inbound. Satellite moving to Team 1 side of the map. And second satellite has been officially reclaimed. And look, the hologram is still there. So I don't know. I don't know why he would do that. I have no idea. We do see that chicken's gonna just rip apart White Owl's base. He might control K, he might leave, he might stay. It just depends on how he's feeling today. But that is gonna be the end of that base. He did pretty well considering that he just got essentially just ran over by Team 1 on this western side. Especially it was 2v2 in Navy technically, but Team 2 wasn't prepped for the surprise T1 RNA. We do see the bricks have actually decided to go in the water and then hook around to avoid being shot at. We do see there are some torque bombers trying to engage those bricks. There is torque defense on board. An airfight happens to protect said bricks. And the air grid for Team 1's Brave. This one might be targeted. There's like 3 of them, so I don't know. There's a GC. The satellite is targeting a satellite. That's unfortunate for Team 1. Fat Boy now online. Chicken now online. Bug is inbound. And Brave's second base is not looking good. Bricks are going southward, it looks like. They're going... yeah, they're going about southward. And we have some Othams inbound to assist as well from RNA. Looking at any of the fights, we have kind of a similar action happening in the south. That chicken is definitely going to be target priority number 1. Nuke is online for Team 2's Testa Max. He went for the nuke. His bug is helping the brick force on the ground really rip apart that air grid. ASFs are inbound. And looks like the second air grid for Team 1 is going to get wiped out. Again, lots of power in these air grids. And that's not going to be healthy for Team 1's air power long term. And power grid long term. Geez, not looking good there. In the south, the chicken continuing to push. This base not looking too hot. Lots of tickle cannons being built. We have bombers inbound. We have gunships staying there. They need to move in and deal with that. I'm going to split things because there's a lot of action happening. East side of the screen is Team 1's attack on Team 2. And then west side is Team 2's attack on Team 1. Oh, it's a little confusing, but just portions of the map, it's on one and on the other. Chicken going for the air grid. Ignores the nuke. I don't know if Team 1 knows about the nuke, but they can rest assured that that nuke might be fine. The satellites are probably to target. There are engineers producing Ravagers as we speak. They should be spinning up shortly. Air grid is going to be hit. A lot of the air grid for Team 1 is gone. The headquarters, is coincidentally enough, are still fine for now. Cashner might have cursed him there, but you know. Wi-Fi drops behind the behind the chicken as ARAS, Nano, and T3 Engineering. He overcharges. The air grid is dead for Terrari. Multiple SMDs are here. One of the satellites does get hit, unfortunately, and gets killed off, but the second one is almost done, so not too bad of a loss there. One for the other, I guess. And the third one, which is now... first one, which is now the third one, is being restarted. So, not great for both teams, but I feel like Team 2 got a little bit better into the deal, especially as they're going after more and more and more mexes for Team 1. And Brave has lost a ton of his eco. Look at that. He's down to 51 mass a second. He was producing the most mass in the game, and now he's gifting even more stuff over to RNA. RNA building an air grid here. And we have another chicken. And Team 2 again has a nuke. Their chicken wiped out most of the air grid, but the T3 air headquarters is still fine. Somehow it's still fine. No idea how that didn't die. But now we have some Zooey using the water to their advantage and hiding below line of sight of those Ravagers, but the satellites say, nah, that's not happening. Not going to deal with that now. We do see cruisers now shooting into the middle of the map for Team 1. And I don't know what else is the plan for Team 1 and Team 2. Again, they are producing a nuke, Team 2. The artillery was started and then, of course, canceled by Team 2, so Brave not going to have that anymore. The chicken still chasing off the bricks. They'll deal with the remaining of them. There's a lot of reclaim, bug, and everything else, but Team 2 is now invading. We might almost have a semi-base trade happening with Team 2 grabbing essentially the northern section-ish of Team 1, and then Team 1 is going to grab like the southern western section of Team 2-ish. And we see satellite moving in to Team 1 side of the map once again. There's 1, 2 of them online, and soon to be 3 once again. Nuke is almost loaded and is going to fire immediately on the remaining base for Brave. Team 3 land headquarters and all. Not looking good for Brave and Team 1 in general, but they are still hanging in there. We do see, again, air grid is still being expanded upon. SMD starting to be dotted around the map as well. Chicken and the comm is wiped out all but a couple of bricks. Team 1's probably just going to keep those there for a while. Sorry, Team 2 is going to keep those there for a while. And T3 now started here for Tesla Max and his comm. He's in the water. I think he's the only comm from Team... okay, no, there's still 2 in the water up there. Never mind. Nuke is inbound. There's the base, and there's the dead base. No way that's going to be saved anytime soon. And that'll weed out the annoyances from Team 2 and they can push into this upper plateau. Maybe they can even go this way as well and just claim that section of the map for themselves. Megawith actually sitting on the little cliffside there and shooting down on forces from Team 1. We do see Bomber sending out the Zooey spam from Rival. Here comes the nuke. I mean, it's going to land unless somehow an SMD has the range to grab it, which I highly doubt. And that Fat Boy actually might die. It's going to be close. Its shield might get impacted or something, but I don't think it'll die. Barely gets hit. Kaboom! There goes that section of base. Brave now down to... Oh, he's actually back up to 177. That's not too bad, but White Owl is completely out of the game. He has 1 mass a second, but he's still kicking with it. Team 2 still at full strength at 7 players. Team 1 at 3. They've lost 4. Control K of Zio, Control K of F. Odin, Control K of Martin, and then a kill on Colonel Kenny Lee. Team 1 at 1.6. Team 2, 2.5k mass, so 1,000 mass in Team 2's favor. Even divvied up between 7 players. That's about 140-ish mass. That's a lot of mass to be ahead just collectively. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't, because why not? At this point, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Again, thank you so much for your patience. I know the streak has been broken. I did almost 800 casts in a row. And sorry to see that, but just I had issues with my main machine that's currently, recording this one, and then my other machine had other issues, and it was just not the day I had a work trip, and my flight was delayed coming home. It was a whole thing. So I just essentially just ran out of time, and there was no way I could get the video done and rest and all that stuff. So again, apologies. Hopefully this makes up for it a little bit. So I was going to cast the 7v7 yesterday, but since that didn't happen, this is the video I casted for today. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And of course, I'm also making sure that the recording is actually happening, because, that was part of the reason why the one yesterday didn't work, because it just didn't work. The video signal wasn't recording correctly. Audio was fine, but it was the way that I set it up that it just, I pushed the wrong button. Right, I just pushed the wrong button. That's usually how it goes, right? You push the wrong button, mess stuff up. Anyway, T2 started here for Rival. We have 4 satellites over top of Rival's stuff. He's not happy about that. And it's just more satellites. That's going to be number 5 for Terrari. He's going to keep going with it. He can't stop, won't stop with that stuff. And Team 1. We have a chicken. We have another satellite. That's definitely ambitious. Need to put it back here. Dry finishes another one of them. We have Bricks now starting to push back out again from Finn, just to annoy. Finn also has a bug online, and maybe being donated over to from Tesla, but hey, there's a bug. It looks like an SMD. Nice little not a shoot, what are they called? Template. Haha. Words. Not a great place to put E-storage, I will admit, but at least it'll be shielded, so there's that. Satellites over top of Terrari's position. I don't know what he's going to do long term. 34 minutes on the clock. Team 2 probably is going to start thinking about ending the game even faster. Speaking of ending the game, we have a laser started for Neutron, so teleporter maybe in his future. He's producing that laser pretty darn quick. Okay, he's lost his power. That's not fun for him. And, yep, teleporter right after that. Yep, 12 seconds. That's a pretty fast laser. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6 started for Terrari. He's just not going to stop at this point. And he's dealt with most of the spam for Team 1, so now he's going to push into the facilities that produce that spam. There are some cruisers, so it's going to be heavy flak. Those bombers are not going to make it home. But they will sacrifice themselves for the greater good, at least for Team 2's good. We do see T3 Max trying to be assisted and repaired and whatnot. But second satellite's inbound. Good luck with that. And this is what Team 2 can see on Team 1's side of the map. And they get a decent chunk of vision on Rival's position. They know where his comm is. They do know where RNA's comm, and they don't know where Crusade's comm is. He's right there up to the north. And then Team 1, this is what they can see on Team 2's side of the map. Not a lot is known, especially on the more eastern half of the map. Of course, they pretty much know everything that's happening over there. They know about the 5 satellites, not just because there's 5 overhead, but because they know where their stations are. We do see some Rambo preset commanders building some flak. There's just AA creep on the Team 2. Definitely different way to PD creep or AA creep, but it works. Because usually it's just PD creep. Nuke is out. Oh, no. Do you have? You do. Is it loaded? No, it's not. Oh, you got to get out of there. He's control king all of his engineers to get out of there. Oh, that nuke is not going to have to go very far. Oh, nothing I can do, says Terrari. I think that's going to be a first kill for Team 1. Is he going to be within range? Yes, he is. Go, 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 boom. He did die, says Terrari. It's a control K. That's a kill. That's no, control K. That's not a kill. That's a kill from Team 1's rival. First kill for Team 1 goes to rival, and it wipes out Team 2's Neutron. It's now a 6v3 game. It's a 2-to-1 advantage. Laser now started here for Finn. He went for cloaking, and Nuke is inbound, going for, but it's gonna get blown up with the. Okay, well, we'll see what happens with that nuke. Satellite's going after all the mexes, all the P-gens, all the everything that's exposed for resource gathering. But those two chickens, oh no. Are they going south? Okay, it looks like they're going a little south now. Ooh, is that chicken gonna get nuked? Oh no, it's gonna land right next to those two chickens from Team 1 and Team 2. Let's see how close it is. Kaboom! Oh no, that's some friendly fire from Team 2. That chicken's also dead, so at least there's that. Oof. Well, how much mass did the nuke kill off? Oh, just 65,000 mass. Nothing too bad. That's pretty good nuke. I think that's the second nuke because the first one wiped out that base. We have a chicken trying to run away from this chicken. It's going to wipe out more stuff for Crusade. He's not having fun. He's going south to RNA's position, or at least in that direction. Quantum Gateway producing a bunch of SACUs. He's got to have a plan because at this point it's just a survival map because Team 2 is invading this way. They're actually being pushed back this way. Team 1 is I didn't see the chickens. There's 1, 2, 5, 4, 5 chickens headed southeast along the causeway, and now we have a bug being just eaten alive by Sam's. We have 1 chicken in defense for Team 2. There's 5 online for Team 1, and they are inbound. And RNA just went for full land capabilities. Satellites going after all of the shielding, actually they're going after the engineer support, which is definitely interesting. And do we have artillery for Team 2? We have artillery for Team 2. Second one is half online. Oh, that chicken is going to rip a hole in that base. There's mass fabs there, Wi-Fi's there. That's not going to be a fun time for Team 2. Nope. Bug might as well be, Bug is being pulled back immediately. Team 2 still invading the northern side of Team 1, so that'll go, perfectly fine. Now we have Brave he's not even being focused by the satellites. It's still mexes. Just wipe out the eco for Team 1 as fast as possible. It's almost a 3-to-1 advantage for eco. And chicken is inbound. PD has been built in a decent way. Brick's trying to just slowly keep Team 1 back, but that brick wall is not strong enough. Chicken's going to open up. It is underneath a little bit of shield cover, so that'll help a smidgen. Shield is now offline, so now it's not going to help, and now it's going to be a little bit of AoE against those PD emplacements. We have Bug inbound. That's going to help a ton. The chicken will get pretty close, and Air says, no, no bug for you. Bye-bye. We don't care if it lands on your side of the map. It's just dead. We have 4 chickens. The third one, 3 are waiting for the 4th one. There's this base that's pretty exposed. Air fight. Ooh, not good for Team 2. That's a great engagement. And they turn around and, not really, there's no good time at that point just because there's nothing you can really do. SAC is being blown up by the Ion Storm. Chicken gets out of range. Second chicken's online. And we have SACUs heralding the return of Team 1 on the land, at least. We have satellites wiping out Team 1's mexes in the background, so it's going to be definitely on a timer for Team 1. Artillery is still firing off plasma. And that third one, you might as well just cancel that. And Brave is killed off by Terrari. He's killed off by satellites, so eventually he was targeted, but it's one of those things where it's like, it was going to happen one way or the other. His stuff was pretty much gone anyways. He would have controlled K'd or something like that, maybe. But SACUs, they're being EMP'd. Who's EMP? Oh, the SACUs from Team 2. They can EMP. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know they can EMP other SACUs. That's good to know. Chicken. Oh, there's a mass fab farm right there. You might as well target that. The artillery is exposed. Gunships are inbound to assist. 1 chicken down. 2 chickens down. 3 chickens down. Oh, but just blow up the mass fab farm. Just do that. The ion storm will probably take care of that. SACs are the target. ASFs are inbound to assist. The EMPs are helping out a decent amount from those SACUs from Team 2's Finn, but his chunk of base is over here to the west. That's wiped out. That's gone. We have a crab pumping assist. There goes the mass fab farm there. Oh, tons of veterancy for that chicken, up to 2-star vet to that ion storm. He killed off 13,000 mass. Can it get veterancy? Is that a thing? Maybe. And the artillery are down. The one that was being built and the one that is built, or was built, it's gone. Chicken has done a great job. 73,000 mass. It climbed that veterancy super quick. SMD is down. That base is going to be gone. Another nuke inbound. It's from Team 1's sub nuke. It's from its naval nuke. It's inbound. SMD there. That's not loaded. SMD is not there. SMD is not loaded. None of these are loaded. Oh, no, it's not going that way, so there's that. But none of the... where's it going? Explosion in the west. Kaboom! Wipes out the base for rival. There goes the naval nuke, gonna wipe out a couple of mechs. Hey, that's something. You know, a chunk of an air grid and a couple sets of mechs too. Kaboom! That's 2, 4, 6 mechs is dead. There was 4 single ranged and 2 double ranged. Wi-Fi trying to stay out of range of that chicken. Do you have overcharge? Do you have the overcharge? No, you have overcharge. You could overcharge it. He's moving in to intercept it. Pigeons are being targeted. Just wipe out as much stuff as possible, I guess, for that chicken. 102,000 and climbing. SACUs, he has advanced nano, so he has a lot of regen to play with. 1 overcharge will be enough to kill that off, I believe. There's the comm. There's the overcharge. And get out of there. There are 5 SACU presets running around. He has his own. Yeah, that one has a teleporter on board. That's interesting. And Wi-Fi's calm. I mean, he took the sacrifice to kill off the chicken, but he's going to get killed off by the SACUs. That's going to be a win for Team 1 again. Oh, nope, now he's gone. It just took a second. But Team 2 loses another player, and now it is the pink player from Team 2 kills off the pink player of Team 1. Right, 1 to Team 2, the other way around. So it is now a 5v2, still in favor for Team 2. SACUs are being dealt with now. Crab still chasing them. The entire eastern side of the map not looking good. Those SACUs are going to still blow stuff up. I know they are. Satellites over top of RNA's position. They're just going to target the SMD at this point. Might as well wipe that out. You wipe out the base. There's other SMDs available. That's the main one, though. We have Fat Boys fighting on Team 2 side of the Team 1 side of the map from Team 2. And those SACUs are still being bombarded by Fat Boy fire. There goes another one. That one's almost dead because of the AoE from the other one. And it is just a slaughter. Team 2 has lost this, and this, and this. Team 1 has lost all of that, all of that. There's a lot of sections of the map that Team 1 and Team 2 have lost, to be fair. I'm surprised there isn't more land invasions from Team 1 down here from Rival, but he's probably focused on other things. Team 1 has to be prepping something big. I mean, that land force was really good, but it's not going to be enough. It wiped out a chunk, and it killed off a player, and the nuke killed off another player, so it's done pretty well, but is that enough, though? 43 minutes on the clock, and shields are being heavily focused by Team 2 satellites, so good luck. Oh, please tell me you're building more satellites. No, but you're probably going to build the thing that I think you're going to build. So, yeah, shield being started for him. Advanced range started for White Owl. Nuke being loaded. It's going to fire immediately onto this position and wipe out another chunk of eco for Rival. We have Rival, we have Wi-Fi, we have Zio. Shielding, oh, almost went down for a moment. Now it's back online. Satellites are having some sort of, I don't know, targeting malfunction, I guess. Oh, look, it looks like Terraria handed over the cat to Pepe's, because why not? Nuke is inbound. That's gonna land, load. And there is... No, he's just saying move just in case. And he is moving, but obviously we know where it's going. At this point, with 2 players left, 2 bases left, essentially. Another nuke inbound. Team 1 launching another one of those naval nukes. And it's going to land in the middle of this little chunk of stuff for Team 2's Finn. That's actually his main facilities. At that point, he has his mexes back here, but that's his main T3 land headquarters and all that. There's going to be a dead Fat Boy here in a moment. Actually, maybe 2 dead Fat Boys. This might be a very good nuke from Team 1. SMD was built way too late. Boom! 2 dead Fat Boys, a whole bunch of dead stuff. And is that a silencer or an ace? Well, it's definitely an ace. 266,000 mass killed with that one naval nuke. He wiped that, he wiped that, and he wiped that. That thing is 5-star general, chief of staff, not chief of staff, chief of whatever what is it called? That's not, the chief, not chief of staff. It's the head of the military advisors for the president. Whatever his name is. Joint chief. It's like joint chiefs of staff, and then I just can't remember the name of it. Anyway, the nuke. Was the nuke shot down? There must have been an SMD there. I don't see it because it was going there, I thought. Is it not? Oh, is it not loaded yet? Oh, maybe it was shot down. I don't know. That seems weird because you haven't seen the SMDs. Weird. Anyway, game is slowed down a smidgen, but man, that was a crazy amount of action. We have gunships going after Crab retreating in the face of it just to get that recon a little bit closer to Team 2's side of the map. We have spy planes inbound just to get a readout what Team 1's up to. But again, there's technically 5 spy planes right here. Pigeons are everything's being targeted. Doesn't matter what it is. It's just being wiped off the face of this planet, moon, orbiting satellite, whatever the heck you want to call this situation that we're in, simulation. And ASFs are going to fight once again. Team 2 has built up a little bit more of a stockpile since the last engagement between Team 1 and Team 2. And there's a couple of gunships in there. They're not known for AA at all, so they're not going to be that much use. And a section of those ASFs get away, but most of them are going to get wiped out. Team 2 has air control, if not dominance. Oh, yeah, that's dominance for sure. Probably not supremacy. Definitely not supremacy. Not yet, at least. Actually, no, they do have supremacy. It's over 100. But not we own air. And this last remaining base for rival is pretty much gone now. We have... Ooh, there it is. There he is. The Maybor has been started. And we'll see if it makes a difference at this point in the game. We have a counter Maybor. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2 UEF experimental artillery coming online. And we'll see how fast one team can build the other. Or in this case, how fast one will die before the other one is built. Or even had any chance of being built. Fat Boy pushed in a little bit too close. And got a little bit of FC. And the shield got popped back online at a opportune moment. But lives just... not that much longer. SACU going down. They are combat presets, looks like. And engineers building more and more. Looks like... actually, they're just the regular support armored command unit. They're not even like presets. They're just the regular ones, which is interesting. And it's going to be a race to the overcompensator. We have... it's going faster for Team 2. And we do see SMDs are going to be targeted. All the shielding is being wiped off the face of Team 1 side of the map. Team 2, again, still publishing. Pepe's is still putting a lot of pressure. And again, that's constantly distracting RNA. He can't focus solely on one thing. He has to constantly deal with this. He has to deal with whatever's going down here. He's doing this, that, and the other thing. And so he can't really fully devote his attention. Owl back up to 13 mass a second. So, hey, there's that. And missile raining in from... oh, no, that's a shot from a summit. Never mind. Where is that? There he is. Nope, that's not him. Where is he? Where is the ace? Where is he? Is this him? Oh, this is him. Yep, loading the nuke there. 266 and climbing, of course. SMDs, are you loaded now? Yes, you are. You're being heavily assisted by the hives. And the nuke is second loaded as well. How's the Maybor doing? Well, it's climbing. And Team 1, how are you doing? Not as good. Again, we're talking about 375 versus 1.1, so a lot more eco can be devoted to Team 2's. Let's get a nice little view on that. Oh, I can't split things in this mode. I have to do this and then I think it's so dumb that you have to do it this way, but look at that. Look at that artillery being built. There's a nuke launch from Team 1. We'll see where that's going in a moment, but It'll be a race to the top, or in terms of you know, it goes nice little shot there of the view on what's going on. You can see actually the nuke in the background being heavily assisted. Another nuke inbound, most likely that secondary nuke that was loaded. Yep, there it is. It's actually nuking the front of Team 1 and Team 2's environment. Over here to the west, we do see another nuke is inbound. It's just trying to deal with this. Owl pushing in with shield, speed, and advanced range. He has the heavy shield online. And SMD was built. Wasn't loaded in time, but it was built. Kaboom! The SMD survives, so there's that. But how's Rival's power grid, though? It's still positive, but not by much. X's are still being eliminated. There's really nothing safe from Team 2's not Salvation, but Novak's Wrath. I'm surprised nobody else is going for any sort of game enders. Usually at this point, somebody else on Team 2 in this scenario usually goes for something else, but I guess not. Terraria building 4 Fat Boys because why not? Also building a Mavor because why not? White Owl's taking a significant amount of damage. He's going to pop in the water to hang out. SACUs are trying to catch up to him. And I just don't think with all the everything else that's something that we worried about. There's more P-Gens being built down here. That might be a target. Mavor spotted by Team 2. There it is at 25% now. Team 2's Mavor is at not even 25%. So Team 1 has actually got the lead on it. Another SSU goes down. Wish they changed the sound for the explosion. Another nuke inbound. It's from that ace. It's gonna. Ooh. That nuke has been on point all game. And the Fat Boys know it. That monkey was going right head first into that nuke. Again, it is a smaller nuke than the regular, base nukes. But, might clip this Fat Boy. Oh, it does. Kaboom! Wipes out a Fat Boy and a Monkey Lord. Oh, White Owl, don't stop moving. You're being hit by missiles. The shield's recharging. It's still taking a while to finish that thing. More power is gone for Rival. How you doing? Ooh, hitting some overflow, but that's about it. And we still have that attack in the north. Pepe is still, pushing back and forth with that. We have satellites focusing on shielding emplacements. And Mavor's now at 2,500 hit points. Team 2's Mavor's at 28. So it's caught up and now sped ahead. And like I said, it is a race to finish the first experimental artillery in the game. At least this one. And shielding is being assisted by the engineering drones. SACUs are constantly being preset or produced or summoned in from the quantum gateway. And there goes a nuke. The SMD is down. I think there was an SMD here. It's no longer there, and that's going to take out a chunk of eco and stuff for RNA. That's not going to be fun for him. Boom! And it wipes out the Omni sensor. That's unfortunate. Not the P-Gens, though. Just the Omni sensor. It's because the Omni is very weak in terms of hit points. I think it has one of the least amount of hit points in the game, I believe. Well, one of. The engineers, actually the engineers have more hit points than a Omni. That's Team 1 engineers, actually. Yeah, I think the flares, like the labs, have a little bit less hit points. I think they're 50 or something like that. But it's not looking good. How different would the game have been if Team 1's players didn't control K? And let's see. Yep, there's the Mavor. It's at half mast now. It's rising, but it's taking a while. Needs some help. I can make so many jokes, but I'll stop with that one because I think that one's good enough. And RNA underneath shield coverage. It's still rivaling him. Nuke is inbound. It's going for the T2 naval head. I mean, that's fine. Do they even know about the one in the corner? They do know about the one in the corner. I was going to say the entire game they don't know about it. And yeah, not a lot left for Team 1. Fat Boys are inbound. And I think with that's going to be enough firepower to penetrate the shielding and wipe out the Mavor and remove the rest of the game. Why aren't you moving the crab? And I think it's what Finn is. Somebody's getting at. But kaboom! Wipes out the T2 naval headquarters. Where is the nuke? I want to see the final mass calculation on that submarine. Where is it? I don't want it to blow. Where are the engine? Oh, there's the engineers. There it is. 308. 308,000 mass killed. And that main shield is still holding. Oh, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh, there it goes. It's offline. Now the rest of shielding is being targeted. The main is being targeted. It is gone. And that is the last attempt, I think, from Team 1 to try something like that. Another nuke inbound from Team 2. And it's going straight for that comm. And there's SMDs there. That one is loaded, but the Fat Boy and everything else might just be enough to puncture the shields fast enough. RNA's not giving up without a fight, that's for sure. And the shielding is down. The SMD is still alive. The shield pops back online. Nuke is halfway there now. Shield is now offline once again. Might as well wipe out that SMD, but it looks like maybe Terrari wants to kill. Somebody wants to kill an RNA. There goes an SACU. And that's not looking good. RNA's comm just losing hit points. The nuke is coming into range. There goes the SMD. Wipes out the nuke. And that nuke, I think, might have stolen the kill. But anyway, doesn't matter because there he goes. Team 1 loses RNA, leaving Rival as the last player remaining for Team 1. And at this point, there's really nothing left. I think the naval nuke might launch one more time. No, another nuke inbound. It's trying to... Oh, where is it? There it is. There's the nuke. There it is. I was going to say, is there going to be one more? Another one inbound. Oh, the one after the other. Look at that. Oh, it's gonna nuke the Fat Boys. Hey, that's one way to do it. Oh, and that one's nicely well placed, too. Kaboom! And... kaboom. That was not as good. But that first one, though, out of the two was really good. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't want to lose it. There it is. 369. Nice. 369,000 mass killed. And it's just going to be a hunting spree at this point for Team 2. Cleaning out the rest of what Team 1's been up to. That pressure from the north was very, very good. Oh, is that a... what is this? Oh, hey, look, there is a Maver online. I didn't even notice that one's online. Look at that. Does that one get online? It's going to be close. Maybe Team 2 will stretch out the game. I didn't even know that one was being built. So it was a race to see who would build it, and Pepe's beat both of them to it. Yeah, it's always nice when the caster misses something like that. And, oh, look at the SMD got it. That was a nice grab. Another nuke inbound. I think they spotted the comm. There he goes. He's being bombarded, and the Storks deliver bombardment. There it is. And Team 1 loses the game. Team 2 wins it. 56 minutes and 4 seconds on the clock. Nice game. Again, it is unfortunate to see the 3 departures from Team 1. And again, like I said, I do think the game would have been different. And I think it definitely would have gone on longer had those 3 players stayed in the game. And again, their team did lose. So do you say that's all their fault? I don't know. But if Team 1 had won, that'd be a huge comeback. But and like I said, I don't know if it would have made a difference. It could have made a difference, but it did give one player a lot of mass to play with, so there was that. But anyways, thank you so much for watching the very end of the video. Again, thank you so much for being patient with me as I get my stuff back online. Again, it just was a RAM issue. No idea why. I put new RAM in, and then I put the old RAM in with it, and it was fine. It took a minute to, like, reread the RAM, essentially, but it's like, oh, yeah, this is fine now. And I even bought the exact same model of RAM, so I got, RAM, whenever I built this machine, and then I got, okay, what's the model of that one? Okay, I'll just buy the same one, and I did. No idea what the issue was. But anyway, thank you so much for watching the very end of the video. MVP, I think, honestly, I do think Pepe's did such a good job on this northwestern side of the map. I mean, northeastern and then northwestern, of course. Especially assisted. And with Finn, I think both of them did a very good job pushing in, and it just kept the pressure, and the Fat Boys helped collapse the shielding. Eventually, it would have been won by Team 2 anyways, but I think this amount of pressure wiped out so much mass from Team 1 that it just was just the beginning of the end. And again, like I said, it just turned into a survival match at that point. But again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one.